it's Andrea from the blog Pine and Prospect Home, and today I thought I would share my simple summer kitchen with you guys. There aren't a lot of changes in here, but I have made a few and I thought it would be fun to share them with you today. Earlier this spring, you guys know that we put in a new sink from Vintage Tub and Bath, and then we also put in a new faucet from Signature Hardware. And both of those items made such a huge difference in our kitchen. They really gave it this older, vintage feel, and I absolutely love them. I'm still loving them a few months later. So summer decorating for me is usually very, very simple. In fact, I decorate for spring in like March. And pretty much when I decorate for spring, my home will stay that way throughout most of the summer. I don't do a lot of changes unless I find something new or I want to incorporate some, new thrifted item or something like that. Everything pretty much stays the same. So for my kitchen, I wanted to share it with you guys today because I've incorporated a few of my newer vintage pieces that I shared with you guys recently, and then I also found some new decor finds that I've added, and I love the way they look in here. So the first thing that I wanted to share with you guys is our new runner. I wish I could link it for you. I found it at TJ Maxx actually, and it is absolutely gorgeous. It looks vintage. It has the most beautiful cream and blue and almost this rusty copper color in it, which ties in beautifully to the copper that I have hanging above my chalkboard and on our stone accent wall behind me. So I just love this runner. It is so beautiful. I love how long it is. It's been really easy to clean. And like I said, I wish I could link the exact one for you, but I did find some that are very similar, so I will link those in the blog post if you want to check them out. So that was the first change that I made recently. The second thing that I wanted to share with you guys is the light that's above our sink. Now, I know so many of you loved that lantern that I had above my sink, and that was actually a Lowe's clearance light that I found. It was like 17 bucks. And I liked that light a lot, but when I switched the sink out and we added the wood trim around the window, all of that happening along with the lantern just felt like a lot to me. It was very heavy, it was busy, and not only that, it felt like a lot of squares. I had the square window and the square panes and the square lantern, and then I had a sign above the square window, and it was just too many harsh lines. I wanted something softer. So I found this light online at Lowe's, and I opted for a smaller size, and truth be told, I'm still getting used to it. I think I love it, but I'm always nervous to tell you guys that because before I know it, I'm switching things around again. I went with a brass finish, and I think it ties in really beautifully to all of the brass handles on, again, my copper that I have in my kitchen. And it's just light and bright and airy, and it completely changes the feel of this sink area. I really feel like the focus is drawn more now to the sink and to the faucet, which I really love, and that was my goal. I stuck a wooden horse above the window that I found at an antique shop. And it's a lot of wood happening there. I may end up painting it, we'll see. But I think that's a cool piece, and it sort of filled in that space between the light and the window. And I liked it up there. Horses, to me, are very English. I love it when I find anything with horses on it. And so I thought that was a fun touch. Another thing that I added in the kitchen was that beautiful vintage print that I found at the antique store for $12. It's this really beautiful, country village scene with this white picket fence, and the colors in it are so beautiful. They tie in perfectly to the colors in my new runner, and I just have it sitting right on the countertop in my kitchen, and I think it's beautiful in there. I don't know if it'll stay there, but I set it there and ended up loving it, and so it's in my kitchen for now, and it's just so beautiful for summertime with the water in the background. So that is where that print ended up. I also decided to use my new vintage crock, the smaller one that was $9. that I got at the antique store for some flowers next to the sink. I love bringing in fresh flowers, especially in the summertime. I'll cut some catnip from my garden, even just like beautiful wildflowers along the side of the road. I love to stop and cut those while we're driving or riding our bikes. But for now, for today's little photo shoot and video, I just have some faux flowers in there, and I wanted to share them with you guys because I think they're really pretty. I went to Joann Fabrics and they had a bunch of summer florals on clearance, and if you haven't been to a Joann's recently, I would highly recommend going there and taking advantage of some of these summer sales because you can find a lot of great deals. I found this faux, it's like a Queen Anne's lace, and it was less than $1 each per stem. So I just grabbed a bundle of stems, and I think they're really pretty mixed in with some faux eucalyptus. So I have those there next to my sink. Like I said, I love having fresh in the house, but it's just not always possible, and when they die or you don't have any fresh on hand, it's nice to have a faux backup. So I actually have a video all about faux flowers. If you're interested in checking it out, I'll put a card here for you guys. So I love the way that that crock looks, and I have a little copper dish that I found at an antique store with my husband a few years ago. He actually is the one that found it, and I keep some soap in that dish next to the sink, and I think it's really beautiful. Other than that, I haven't really made a lot of other changes in here. I have been looking for a vintage stool for my kitchen. I think it would be really nice to be able to sit if, you know, you're going to be peeling potatoes for a long time or something like that. I just haven't found the right one. So I'm on the hunt for one of those. I still haven't found a place for all of my beautiful copper pitchers. I've tried them everywhere, and I think I would love to find an antique shelf so that I can display them all together because I feel like they make such a beautiful statement when they are together. But I have sort of sprinkled them throughout the house, and I even have one on the windowsill behind me for now, but I am still looking for a permanent home for those. Almost everything you see in our kitchen you can find on my blog. I have a whole tutorial all about our dishwasher and how we covered that to make it look like a vintage piece of furniture. I have a blog post all about the stone accent wall you see behind me and what product I used for that. I did most of that myself. We also added some faux like window grills or panes, whatever you want to call them, in the windows, and I have a blog post all about that. So I'll try to link all of those things for you if you're interested in the faux beams. I have a whole tutorial on those if you'd like to do something similar in your home. But I really love just the simplicity of our kitchen. I created a little vignette in the corner near the fridge, and for the longest time I had my KitchenAid mixer there, which was really handy, but especially in the summertime I don't do as much baking, and so I moved that over to my pantry area, and I would love to give that area a makeover here soon. And I think that would be a fun video to do with you guys. But like I said, I moved the KitchenAid over to that area, and now I love the fact that I can display some more of my vintage items there in the kitchen, some beautiful just stoneware mixing bowls that my mom gave me, some cutting boards that I love to collect. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this very simple summer kitchen tour. I hope that it inspires you. This kitchen has changed so much over the years from when we first moved into this home, which I think is so important to tell you guys because so often we see makeovers that look like they were done so quickly, but you know, we've lived in this home for 8 years, and every year we just make one more little change. Sometimes you can't do it all at once, but if you just tackle one little thing every year, pretty soon you'll have a space that you really love. And that's truly how I feel about this kitchen. There are still some things in this space that I would love to change. I'd love to have some, you know, vintage inspired appliances maybe one day. I would love to plank the ceiling one day. But you know, we're just tackling it little by little, and it's been a lot of fun. So if you are new to my channel, please be sure and hit that subscribe button. Thanks again for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.